Hello dear students. In this video, we will be looking at basics of scanf statement. You might be knowing that scanf is meant for entering or inputting a value from keyboard of a particular variable. Now I repeat that the audience meant for this video tutorial series are GATE students, and most of them must be knowing these fundamentals. But I thought that it is my responsibility to tell you the very basic and fundamental things about C language, because you might have seen this long back in your second semester. Anyway, in this program, I have declared one variable age of type integer, and my aim is I want to ask user to enter the age. So user will enter the age in as a decimal number. So the scanf statement has been written as scan value of age as a decimal number. Now just go through this procedure of writing scanf statement. Scanf, whenever written, you should know whose value are you scanning. Now, which variable's value do you want to scan? You want to scan the value of age. Age is your variable. So whatever value user will input will be stored in this variable age. Now, just before this variable, we have to give one special symbol called AND, or it is called ampersand. Actually, this ampersand is an operator in C language which is called address operator. We won't be discussing why to give AND in the scanf before a variable. But just remember, whenever you scan the value of any variable like age, you have to give AND before this. Trust me, we will be learning this much more detail when we learn pointer topic, and we will learn what is basic use of address operator and why you give AND in the scanf statement. Just before this AND followed by a variable, you give comma. Now, scanf is a very lazy statement. Scanf must be told two things. Whose value are you scanning? You are scanning value of age, and which type of value it is going to be. Now, everybody knows age is going to be a decimal number. So, we are going to give %d format here. Remember, %d is meant for decimal numbers. And of course, age is integer. So, it is going to be a whole number. Like it can be 35, it can be 36, but it can't be 35.5, isn't it? So we are going to scan a decimal value. Let's trim these spaces. So we are going to scan a decimal value, and that decimal value will be stored in the variable age. So that's so simple. This is the way how you scan a value of variable. The next printf is pretty ordinary now, where you are printing your age is, and this %d is supposed to print decimal value of age. Let's say I compile and run this program. First thing is I'll be asked to enter the value of age. So enter your age. Let's say I enter 23. So that's it. Your age is 23. Let's come back to this scanf again. Let's say I have one more variable in this program, float weight. Let's say I want to ask enter your age and enter the weight. So let's go with one more printf over here, where I will ask the user to enter his or her weight. Now, how do you enter the weight? Let's revise the scanf. Scanf, and whose value are you entering? You are entering the value of this variable, isn't it? Weight. So we want to scan the value of weight, but just remember, before the variable in the scanf you give and before the and you give comma. Now, which type of value are you scanning here? Which type of variable is weight really? You declared weight as float, isn't it? Float weight. So you are scanning a floating point number. Like user might enter the weight as, let's say, 58.5, something like that. So the format has to be %f. Everybody knows that the format for float is %f. Let's trim off these spaces. So that's it. That's how you enter the weight. Let's print the weight. We will put printf weight is, and obviously we will use %f format, and the value of this is weight. One thing you notice, you never give and in the printf, but you have to give and in scanf. That's it. I can tell you at this moment. Trust me. We are going to learn more in detail about and operator and why to give it in scanf in the later chapters like pointers. So if I run this program, it is going to ask me two inputs. Oh, there is some error. I think I missed out a semicolon here. Yeah, semicolon, and here too. So every statement should end with semicolon. Pardon me for that. So let's call off this error and let's compile and run. Still there is some mistake. What's the mistake again? I missed out semicolon somewhere else also. Let's check. Let's wait percent. Oh, I missed out a semicolon here. Fine. Okay. So let's try to run this code. So it's going to ask me two inputs, as you know. First one is age, which is integer, and second one is a float. So 23 years of age, and let's say weight is 67.5. So that's the output. Your age is 23 and weight is 67.5. Obviously, I missed out backslash n after the first printf. So if the backslash n is given at this point, the output will come on two separate lines. By the way, coming back to this, I can ask age and weight in the same printf scanf. Like I can ask enter your age and weight. That's a good idea. And then this scanf will be written as you are scanning age, which is decimal number, and you are scanning weight, which is floating point number. So the format given in this scanf will be %d followed by %f. Of course, separated by a space, or you may not give a space. Even that is okay. If you don't give a space, fine. And then and age is the first one, which is decimal number, and then and weight is the other one, which is floating point number. So we can get rid of extra printf scanf over here, and we can input the values using one printf and one scanf. Similarly, you can print your age is %d, and you can also print on the same line weight is weight equal to %f. And because you are given %d first, you are given %d first, you will have to give age after comma, and you are given %f second, so you will have to give weight as the variable after age. And we can get rid of this printf. So similarly, just as we have entered two values using scanf, we can print multiple values using printf. Let's try to execute this program, compile and run. Now it is asking me age and weight. So 23 is the age, and remember you have to separate the two values with a space bar. And then the next value, maybe 67.5, is the weight. So the output is going to be your age is 23, weight is 67.5. So in this program, in this video, we have seen very basic scanf statement, how to give format for the required variables. But don't forget, before the variable, you have to give and. Thank you very much.